international this week. The legendary, the brewmaster, the bear due to some. Aidan Brown is back. Ben, the novice, is here too. We're back with another episode with, I think, a real little gem which both of us have had some sort of experience sampling. And really hope you enjoy the journey and hope it inspires you to go and try out what we have on offer today. Aidan, we're in it.
Ben, today we're going to hit the Shisanyama, the braai of whiskies.
Okay. I never thought I'd hear braai and whiskey, or Shisanyama, whiskey, or international all in the same sentence.
Ben, Shisanyama in a bottle, my friend.
I like Shisanyama in a bottle. I don't think the makers of Ardbeg know that it's been referred to that before, but we're all about first here.
The makers of Ardbeg have probably never had a proper braai, and they definitely haven't been to a decent Shisanyama.
For sure.
Busy corner Shisanyama in Tembisa. When you go there, you get this unbelievable aroma of food cooking out of the main grilling area where they're grilling the meat.
Got you.
And I spoke to the owner of Busy Corner Shisanyama. It's one of South Africa's biggest braai food grilling Shisanyama facilities. And she goes out of her way to source the best possible wood that you can get anywhere for smoking and imparting flavor. And the whole restaurant is just permeated with this beautiful smell. It smells a little bit like Kamilduran wood, which is a very popular hardwood, braai wood. But the aroma and the smokiness are off the hook. It's in the meat, it's in the flavor of the food. And let me tell you, this is a Shisanyama in a bottle.
You know, I encountered Ardbeg for the first time at the end of 2022, and I worked with a gentleman by the name of School. School, this one's for you. School is a man of fine tastes. He is a designer and art director, creative director, and has been for more years than I've been in any industry. And he said to myself and a very good friend of ours, Z, and he said, listen guys, at the end of the year, I'm going to treat you to something that you've never had before. So we keen to give it a try. He says, there's a whiskey called Ardbeg, and we didn't know what he was talking about. And sure enough, we had a Christmas party in that year, and he only had one request from the business. And he said, guys, all I'd like is a bottle of Ardbeg. That's it. And I just want to spoil myself and my mates, and we're going to have a little drink, and that's what we did. So sure enough, fast forward to December that year, we have a Christmas party, and he calls us aside. He's like, right, gentlemen, a man who's short in stature, so he looked up to us and he says, I'm going to educate you guys right now. This is going to take you on a journey that you've never experienced before. A level of peatiness, a level of flavor, a level of smoothness that is second to none. And that is what Ardbeg does to you. So he popped it open and he poured us each a little drink, and he said, you must nurture this, hold on to it, and enjoy every single sip until the end. And from that moment on, I fell in love with the Ardbeg. It's one that's now close to my heart, but what a beautiful drink it is.
Let me tell you, cheers to you, Screw, because you know what you're talking about. This is a guy, like, I've heard this is a guy, he's got a lot of attention to detail.
Absolutely.
He likes everything to be just right, and that is how this is. I mean, it truly is. The South Africans, because we live an outdoor lifestyle, and we braai a lot, we like to cook a lot outdoors, we like campfires, we like to heat our homes with live firewood and that kind of thing.
Yes, fireplaces and all the rest.
I cannot tell you how at home this particular flavor profile is for the average South African. I have such fond memories of this particular drink, and it's been around in the South African market for quite a long time. It's not the best known product, but along with the lines of Talisker, Carol Isla, Lagavulin, this is the best in the world. And it's peated, so they obviously use natural peat that occurs in Scotland, and they'll filter the whiskey through the smoked peat. It imparts this beautiful, deep, rich, umami, earthy flavor. It's also smooth in the backdrop, which is surprising because it's got this deep, rich hit up front, and then it just goes down nice and peacefully.
Absolutely. No, an absolute treat, and yeah, it's a delicious, delicious drink. One that, thankfully, because I have had the luxury and the great fortune of sampling it, and it's been a few years since I've tasted this one, but I mean, really, really just a memorable drink, and that you don't necessarily need to add much to. So we have spoken in the past about maybe a drop of water. I wouldn't even go that far. If you want a block of ice, maybe, but neat, it's an absolutely sensational item.
The flavor profile on this is so good, and it's smooth on the finish. It's well rounded. It's got a really, really good balance. I agree with you, Ben. I personally wouldn't mix anything in this at all, and I definitely wouldn't use this particular bottle as a mixer. So if you do like mixing whiskey, go out, get yourself something like a Jameson's. That's going to mix absolutely beautifully with a Coke. This particular bottle, this is a neat sipper, Ben. I mean, obviously, I've always said to people, drink it as you like it, but on this particular occasion, I would say that you would definitely waste that beautiful, fresh, smoky, earthy, South African vibe flavor profile by mixing it with anything, even water. It's just not necessary. I mean, oh, Ben, it smells like a braai. I can't explain it, and it smells like the best kind of braai there is. It doesn't smell like a charcoal braai. This smells like some uncle or someone in Duna spent the whole day cooking down good old-fashioned South African braai wood into a big, beautiful bed of fire to roast the meat on. It is perfect.
No, it's an absolute gem.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, there's some whiskies, like Strathisler, for example. I don't see it on the South African market anymore. It's way too smoky. It's way too peaty. You just get overwhelmed by that smokiness. It's like almost like dying in a house fire. Oh, no. But this, the balance is just off the hook. They have it just right. Packaging, amazing. Look at it. What a beautiful bottle.
It's beautifully, stylized. I mean, you look at the sort of storage sitting bottle. It's got a nice presence. The text on the front suggests that it's traveled. It has a lot of heritage behind it. Something that is that I've noticed here. So this is a 10-year. But I do understand that there's a 15. Is that right?
Ardbeg do range. They have age statement whiskey, so you can get Ardbegs at 50 years, 20 years, even 25 years. They do special bottlings. You'll never see those in South Africa. If you do see it, it's going to be like a 10 grand bottle. It's going to be out of the reach of most people. But what these guys do is non-age statement bottles. Okay. So I have a friend, he's a very good friend. He very kindly, a couple of years ago, brought me a bottle of Koroveken, which is one of their bottlings. And it has no age statement, but it's up a notch. Okay. It's gone very much up a notch. And something like this is around 600-700 rand a bottle. And then when you go to their more sophisticated bottles, the Anno, the Koroveken, that kind of thing, they'll start to head to 1,000 rand plus. So with these guys, they're not necessarily interested that much in age statement whiskies. The problem is that aging can sometimes be misleading. I've had 5-year-old whiskies that are way better than 25-year-old whiskies, as an example. Nice to sip, just better all round on the palate. So yes, you do. If you do get one that's older than this, they're extremely expensive. But this bottle is so good at money that it's one of those brands that I wouldn't necessarily run out and buy the more expensive bottles. It's already a long way up the notch because you can get like a Lafroig Select in South Africa, which is quite similar, and that's 400-500 a bottle. This is heading towards twice the price, so it's already quite expensive. Having said that, I absolutely find the value for money in this bottle. It's like your mate Screw says, it's not for every day. It's a little bit of a treat, something different for the boys. But let me tell you what a talking point this will be at the table.
Absolutely.
You'll get your mates around the table, you crack this thing open, you're going to be talking about nothing except what you're sipping for half an hour before anybody departs from the topic.
I love that. You know what, and just given that peated, smoky sense that you get, what I'm tempted to do is when winter comes around, it's a little bit cool, is you bring this out, you sit inside, you get the fireplace going, as you were saying a little bit earlier. So those who want to brave the cold and braai outside, 100% we do that. And then bring the party inside, have a fireplace going, and you bring out a bottle of Ardbeg, and then I think that seals off a fantastic winter's evening.
I couldn't agree more. I personally love a peated whiskey when temperatures get colder, which makes sense to me because peated whiskies are more commonly produced in colder climate countries. So you find the Scottish produce them a lot, the Irish produce them a lot, And then you find the flavor profiles in warmer climate countries like South Africa, for example, where we produce whiskey, Australia, where they produce whiskey, Israel, where they produce whiskey, the Americas, where they're producing whiskeys. You find slightly different flavor profiles, less rich, less deep, more floral notes. And this particular whiskey, again, I'll say it over and over again, it's like the Lord made something perfectly suited for the South African palate. It doesn't matter whether it's Oom, who wears white socks and leather sandals to braai, or whether it's an Nduna doing a big shisa nyama for the family on the weekend. This is something that a South African that has cooked meat over a fire is really going to appreciate.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I think this is one that will have many stories told around it. So yeah, an absolute treat, and look forward to having more of this, especially in the winter months.
Yeah, look, if you are looking for something a little bit different, and you like that deep smoky flavor profile, or you just want something completely new, something that isn't just the same as everything else, give this a shot. Really, I would recommend it to absolutely everybody. And for me personally, this is always going to remain one of the favorite whiskies that I've ever had. It's got a little bit of a story behind it. Yeah. And once again, to our friend Scoo, he knows what he's talking about. Scoo, cheers to you.
Cheers. And yeah, I think that concludes this episode. We've done a one-off because I think it really deserved the attention that it got today. Go out, get yourself one of these, get it for someone who is really an appreciator of something that's a little bit different. And always make sure that you are consuming whatever alcohol in a safe space, that you're doing it in moderation, and enjoy the time with friends and family.
Yeah, Ben, I couldn't agree more. Obviously, be safe, don't drink and drive, don't be that one reckless fool out there, but make sure to enjoy it with friends and family. And please like, subscribe, and share. If you would like to win one of our bottles on one of our upcoming giveaways in the near future, please, like I said, like, subscribe, and share, and you'll stand a chance to get one of those post-netted to your door. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Aidan, this is Ben, and you've been with Mash and Mingle. Bye for now.